Alright guys, hi, what's up? Welcome back. We got some Skyblock going on here, and today I think we're gonna finish up that grinder. Sound good to everyone? I think that's a good plan. Uh, geez, I always like, I usually have a story to tell for Skyblock because it's, Minecraft isn't very easy to talk about, so it's usually, this is the most tangenty show, and I mention this every episode, don't I? But anyway, Uh, geez, some cool stuff. I know that I mentioned my job interview in, oh geez, some Legend of Zelda episode, one of them. I'm not sure. And, that's a thing. Job hunt's still ongoing. Hopefully it's, oh, we were gonna make some signs, weren't we? Yeah, I remember that. We were gonna make some signs so we didn't have to deal with that water. Let's make a couple of signs, I think, because we have 6 logs right now. We have 7, but 6. So let's make this here all into wood, and then make a couple of sticks. 8 sticks will do. Then we're gonna make some signs. We're gonna need some signs for the grinder anyway. So, they'll come in handy. I promise. uh. Oh, we were keeping that log in case we needed, we were keeping that log in case we needed, charcoal. That was what it was. And melon, oak sapling. What can we do here? We need to get something out of the chest. Let's grab a couple of things of cobblestone because we need it anyway. We probably don't need that string or that zombie flesh, but we're keeping it anyway. Okay, so now we go take the signs and fix the water so we don't have water going all over the place. That sounds like a plan to me. Cha. Done. W. Thank you, W sign. You're an American hero. Why did we plant a vine there? That's a silly place to plant a vine, I think. Methinks. We need to plant, like, some actual food there. I don't know, we don't have any actual food to plant yet, though. But we will once we get our grinder fully running and operational. So now we have to take something else out to put the signs in. String. I mean, string is useful. Especially if we need... You know what? I'm just going to take the arrows out of the chest because... Who needs arrows, my dude? Alright, let's go... Let's go work on that grinder. Enough of my blither blather. Actually, more of my blither blather. There's never enough of my blither blather. Jeez, what I don't know what to talk about, I'm just drawing a blank, because I haven't done much at home, other than apply for jobs, and that's about it. Honestly, like, that's been my life for the past couple weeks, is apply for job, hope you get an interview, go. This is gonna date the recording really badly, but there's a Splatfest going on right now, and I'm not playing in it because I'm recording for you guys. You're welcome. And also, like, I can't play Splatfest for quite a while because I have to go to my school at 1:30, my old high school, at 1:30 for a alumni choir, which I'm pretty excited about, honestly. How did you get up here? I see you over there, skeleton. There should not be lighting enough for you to do that. Hi. Hello. Hey, friend, could you not kill me? Thank you. Come on. Hold still. Where's the charge meter here? There's a charge meter here. Jeez, skeletons are absurd. Come here. Where are you at? Oh, over there. Thank you for informing me. Ow, rude. Bye. Thank you. Alright, well, now we gotta find out where this Joe Schmo... Oh, I didn't mean to take a screenshot. I meant to F3. Light 7, 6. There we go. Boop. 10, 9, 8, 9, 8, 10, 7, 7, 6, 7, 9, 8, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6. There we go. Also, I learned the other day that, that mending enchantment that came about in 1.9? It's a real thing, and, hang on, I didn't, oh my gosh, I held sprint instead of shift. That could have been awful. Okay, now that we've established that there's not going to be any mobs in the mob grinder for the time being, geez, this is going to be a nightmare to uh, fence in and stuff, you know, because we want it to work all the time. Anyway, oh geez, we're like almost out of health. I need to eat something. Nom 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 nom. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I get to go back to my old high school and sing with a alumni choir, which is probably going to be like all people who do music now, which is, you know, pretty cool. I don't know. I just hope it goes well because Mr. Lee deserves that kind of thing. Mr. Lee deserves for it to go well. He's a phenomenal music teacher. I feel bad for whoever they get to replace him. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go because the Awakening isn't terribly difficult. I'm just used to it as a tenor bass song, so it might throw me off a little when there's actual girls in the choir. Ooh, girls in the choir. What's going on? It's so weird. What was I saying? Oh yeah, choir. Yeah, I also got video. Like, my choir director sent me video from the TV department at my college, and he was like, "Hey, one of the guys at the TV department recorded our concert and wanted you guys to see how well you did on the Bach. So here is the video." And like, I have it, and I'm thinking about posting it some Saturday along with the stream VOD, but I don't know if I have the rights to it. I mean, Lobet den Herrn is a public domain song, but I don't know if I have the rights to that recording enough to like, I participated in it, so I don't know. I might have, you know, some domain over it, like, hey, I was singing in this video, but I might also not. So I don't know. I'll have to check back with my choir director, and based on that, I'll ask him, you know, can I post this on my YouTube channel because I'm very proud of it, because it's hard. It's difficult. Like, I know not all of you are music folks, so saying music is hard is kind of foreign. Like, everything is difficult when you don't understand it at all, but it's hard. It's very hard. Like, we as a group had to work all semester, and then we just barely pulled it off, in my opinion. Like, we did sound very good, but we also, like, we pulled it off via the grace of the accompanists that were with us. There was like one instrument doubling each part, and that is the only reason we did well on that piece, in my opinion. Like, well, not the only reason. We also put absurd amounts of practice in, but like, the biggest reason, I should say. Uh, the biggest reason that we did, in fact, do very well on that piece was the accompanists, because there was more than one of us in the choir that was like, I know this, but it is also incredibly difficult, and I am incredibly rattled about it. Uh, so it was really, really hard. On the bright side, it was definitely an enriching. Oh geez, it was definitely an enriching experience when it comes to, you know, performing music, because it's just like, the thing with Bach is, I think I've mentioned this. I mentioned this when I was recording while we were practicing. Um, Bach was an organist, and he was a harpsichordist, and he played the violin, all of which do not require air. You know, you don't have to be under your own steam. Well, organs require air, but it's not like you're putting air into something. So Bach, as by a virtue of what he produced for, I should say composed, but because produced was a weird turn of phrase. But anyway, by virtue of what he wrote for, Bach did not understand sometimes that something was difficult because you had no air. Like, he'd write a run and he'd be like, okay, okay, I can play it on the harpsichord. Good luck. Sing. And he also, I think, had a very particular, I think he had a very particular experience with an alto at some point, because I'm stealing this joke from someone in the choir, but I think he had a very particularly unhappy experience with an alto at one point, because the alto part is nightmarish. Like, it's crazy. It it's for crazy people. And yet the altos in our choir somehow managed it, you know? And like there's just so much going on at all times that like you if you don't pay attention, like it's incredibly difficult to listen to casually. Like I looked up a recording of it while we were practicing at some point, and it's difficult to listen to even casually. It's just there's so many runs going on and all the time, and it's just difficult. It should not be that hard, and it just is. Uh, what was he saying? Oh yeah, Bach, and it's but like we did get some really interesting stories from our director about like the little history tidbits that he knew about Bach uh, during rehearsal, and one of them it makes me chuckle. It's like he was gonna have like a harpsichord duel with some French guy, right? Because they had nothing to do back then, and people are good at harpsichord back then, so they were like, hey, let's have a harpsichord duel. And according to the story, so the story goes, this guy hears Bach warming up from the hallway and just nopes right the heck out of there. He's like, nope, I ain't having this. Nope, I ain't doing it. It ain't happening. He's too good. So that's a little neat story, I think, from Bach. Also, fittingly, there's like organ sounding-y stuff going on right now in the background music. Just, and like, if you ever want to hear like how mind-blowing this is, email me. I can definitely email you guys the video. Like, I think you can just email me at my personal email, or maybe I'll actually email it to that radio request lines email that I put in a description to a video a while ago. I'll put it in this one. It was in another Skyblock episode. So, just email me through the radio line email, and if you really want to hear how the choir did, and I will email you the video rather promptly. I just about fell off. I would have been real mad. Uh, I'll email you the video as promptly as possible, of course. And anyway, that's my choir story of the day. I wish I had the choir story from this alumni choir, but I haven't done it yet. I have around an hour to get ready, and 15 minutes of that hour are currently tied up in recording. And honestly, all I've really got to do is like throw on some dress clothes because I'm good. I haven't done anything but record today, and recordings, while high intensity, it doesn't make me sweat or anything if I'm doing okay in the game, as long as I'm not like in a steaming rage like what happened with the end of Undertale. Speaking of the end of Undertale, since I've got so much free time now that I'm away from school, I'll definitely be streaming the end of Undertale at some point. I will put an alert video up on the channel, and I will tweet it out from my tweeter when I'm going to do that. And it'll probably be really late at night, like, well, late at night for normal people, because I'll do it during my mid-cycle when I don't have to kick all my other family members off the internet. So it'll be somewhere from 12 to 2, and it'll be very subdued because it's midnight and everyone else is trying to sleep. Oh, we're out of stone. Anyway, so that'll be really interesting in as much that I'm trying to stay quiet while raging as hard as possible, you know. And it'll also be interesting to see if anyone, tunes in from not America, because when it's midnight here, it's probably some reasonable time frame over the ocean. Maybe, I don't know. So that'll be interesting to see if I can rope in any non-American viewers, if I don't already have them. I think last time I looked at my analytics, I have a couple of people from like China and Japan watching my videos. Hi, what's up? I thank you for watching. I don't know how you found me, but good job. I hope you enjoy. Anyway, I don't know, man. All I know is that I'm not looking forward to fighting Photoshop Flowey, as I've learned he is called. And I'm saying the flower is a dude because it's constantly angry and wants to kill me. And I don't want to assign that to to a feminine flower. I don't want some random girl flower trying to kill me, so it's a random dude flower. Come to think of it, like, I don't remember plant biology well enough to like make any conjecture about like how the flower is work. So, what was I saying? I was talking about how I was gonna stream Undertale. Oh yeah, streams. Streams are still a thing, but the exact scheduling may be a little difficult because Thursday evenings everyone is at home and they want to be on the internet, and they cannot be on the internet while I am streaming because it destroys my stream quality. And I don't know. That's still in the details, I might wind up, like I don't want to lower the stream quality any lower than it is already. It's already in 540. uh well, I guess it would downgrade to 360p at this point because it's in 540, and I don't think that's a choice of graphics unless you choose source. Um, but I don't know. Streams are a little difficult now because internet. Also, did you know my internet is 1/100th of the well, actually, it's 1/10 of the national average. It's 1/100th of the average of like the more interneted, like what you would expect to be more interneted states. And like seriously, I'm not kidding. I have like 1 megabyte down and even less up. So it's kind of hard. It took me like the stream VOD from that came up well, last Saturday at this point. But the stream VODs that go up on Saturday, they're like an hour long. It takes at least 2 hours, if not 3, to upload them. And I can understand that because it's like an hour long video, and that's a thing. But I'm worried that all of my videos trying to upload them will amount to like 2 hours every time. And the issue with uploading is if I started it during a time when everyone else is trying to use the internet literally shuts down. Like everything else refuses to work. It goes to dial-up speeds at best. So, essentially it's going as slow enough that it's essentially shut down. So my family would not be very happy with that. So I may have to like start uploads during my mid-cycle, which would make me unable to be able to stream during that time. And I don't know. I really hope that like tonight during my mid-cycle, that by the time I get to my mid-cycle rather, that my words. Hang on, let me think. Oh geez, the moon is coming up and this is not lit. Uh-oh. This could be bad. We're about to die of every single mob at once, he said while continuing to place things. Uh-oh. Torch time. It's torch time, everybody. F and F3. Uh-oh. Light. We must light all of the things. Boop. Ooh, someone's making noise off screen. I think it's my dog. We're just gonna put a torch there just in case. Torch there. And torch there. And I'm out of torches. Uh-oh. 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 Everybody run. We must run and fetch more torches. At least you can actually see like the light levels up in the corner now, since I'm on the bottom right corner, because I moved it down to the bottom right corner for Legend of Zelda so you can see my health, and it's just gonna stay there because I like it in the bottom right corner, and everybody normally leaves it in the top left corner. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is a thing that people just leave it in the top left corner, and I'm leaving it in the bottom right corner because I'm different, okay? Oh geez, I'm not looking forward to like all of the mobs that are going to spawn in that one spot, because it's the one spot mobs can spawn on. Let's take. Oh, we don't have any wood. We don't have any wood, so we can't make any more charcoal. Oh well. We're gonna make torches with this 4 remaining charcoal because we need it in our lives. And we're gonna grab some more. We grab some more melon while we're at it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doop. Okay. And now we cross our fingers and hope that there are not 5 billion mobs in the way. I don't know. Once we get this mob grinder running, though, this is exponentially bigger than the one I have on my casual world. And my casual world one filled a chest in just a couple of hours of play. So, there's a skeleton up there already. Well, rippy dip, everybody. we gon' die. We gon' die. We gon' die. I think oh jeez, this is all of the torches we're capable of making, so if we fall off, we are dunzo gunzo. Uh-oh. Does everyone see what is going on here? Because there are at least one creeper over there. Hi, could you not shoot me off of here? Thank you. Don't blow up, don't blow up, don't blow up. Clench. Alright, ready? Ha! Hua! No. Oh. Well, that only broke one piece of stone. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, the game froze there for a moment, and I was very worried. I thought it crashed. Hua! 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 Okay, bye-bye! 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 You died. Later, brosif. Rippy dip. Okay. Oh, no. There's one over there. Hi, I see you. I know. You want to blow me up. Wha! Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I can see you trying to do it. No. Am I like shifting around in my chair? Because I feel like I'm shifting around in my chair. Oh, I'm just going to use all these torches to make sure there's nothing here. Okay, I think we're good now. Can any of you like tell from just a glance that there's an issue? Because I don't see anything. Yeah, we're good. We're fine. We're alright. Even if we're not, there's probably one block that like will spawn mobs, and that's not too much of an issue. I mean, it's the only block in the entire world that can spawn mons. Spob mons. Welcome to Spoonerism Cast, everyone. What if there was an entire podcast where people have to speak in nothing but spoonerisms? That would be great. I'm gonna do that. I don't have any friends to do that with, but that would be fun. That's gotta be a real thing. I'm asking the internet right now. Okay, Google, is Spoonerism podcast a thing? Oh, hang on. It's across the room. Oh. Let's find out if Spoonerism Cast is a thing. I would ask Alexa, but she's downstairs. Spoonerism Podcast. Podcast? No, Spoonerism Podcast. Spoonerism Podcast. Hiya, Frank. So everybody say hello to Frank. Come here, puppy. Come here. Come up here. Come here. Come here, puppy. Come on. I know you don't want me to pick you up. I know. Oh, Frank. Is puppy. He's not happy. He's not happy because I picked him up, poor dog. Spoonerism, it's a thing. There's episodes of Spoonerisms. There's episodes of podcasts based around Spoonerisms, but there's not a singular podcast designed around Spoonerisms. So I could do that. It's a real thing I could do. Also, I'm hiding behind my microphone while I clean my glasses. Anyway, I might have to chop that out where I was Googling. But anyway, back to the game, shall we? What was it? Spoonerism Podcast. That's what I was on about. That sounds like something that would belong in like a kids' TV show, like new Disney show. It's like iCarly but podcast, and their thing is the Spoonerism Podcast, where they speak entirely in Spoonerisms. You can pay me later, Disney. and all they dress in is just absurdly layered clothes that are 90s tastic colors. Pay me later, Disney. I'm expecting a check in the mail. That just doesn't that sound like a Disney Channel show? Like, these two kids are running a podcast, but they have no idea what they're in for. Where's the the attack charge-o-meter? I know there's one, and I just don't see it. Could you? Thank you. Bye-bye. Like, I don't know about you guys, but that just sounds like a Disney Channel. It sounds like a Disney Channel movie, actually. There actually was a Disney Channel movie based around, like, internet radio, I think. Or maybe it was campus radio, I couldn't tell at the time. You know they marathoned all of the Disney Channel original movies at one point? Like, all of them in a row. And I missed the entire thing. Somebody probably recorded it and put it up on YouTube in like 20 parts or something so that they wouldn't get copyright striked to death. Oh, where's that regen? There's normally a lot more regen in 1.9. Like, I'm used to higher speed regens at this point. I don't know what its deal is. Maybe the random tick speed is a lot lower than I'm remembering. I don't know. What? I'm gonna grab us some more cobblestone, and I think once we finish this chunk of cobblestone here, I think we're gonna call it an episode. But until then, we can continue talking about my pitch to Disney for this podcast movie. Okay, who would it star, do you guys think? Who's the, like, current Disney stars? God, I don't watch enough Disney Channel to know. I don't watch much TV at all anymore, actually, come to think of it. Okay, current Disney Channel stars. The one chick from Shake It Up, she's started her own dance brand or something. I don't know. I don't know the Disney Channel stars at this point, but, like, just have two girl do the Spoonerism podcast, and the one boy is the love interest, and they fight over him because that sounds like something that would happen in a Disney movie. And one of them has to move away to a boarding school, and that's the conflict. They start the movie just jokingly fighting over this guy, and then then the one girl has to move to boarding school, and then while she's at this boarding school, the other girl dates this guy, and she comes back from boarding school for spring break or something and sees them dating, and conflict. Go. Thank you, Disney. I'll take my check in the mail. I'm requesting 5% of all the revenue and 10% of the merchandising rights, because there's definitely merchandising rights for a Disney Channel original movie. Not at all. Not at all a fake thing that I just made up. Do you know George Lucas, instead of taking like a director's fee like most directors, say, okay, I'll direct this movie for X amount of money. Well, instead of that, George Lucas was like, hey, I know you don't want to pay me money, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take like 5% of the merch rights for all merchandise for this film. Is everybody okay with that? And the studio, thinking that this movie was going to go nowhere because of its absurd budget, was like, yeah, sure, you can get 5% of nothing. And they then proceeded to lose an absurd amount of money on merchandising rights. Like, seriously, a real thing that happened. Like, that's why George Lucas is so affluent, because he has the merchandising rights to Star Wars. I think he may have actually sold them at this point, like when Disney was acquiring Star Wars. Also, did anybody else like the new Star Wars? I liked it. Yes, it's very similar to A New Hope, but that's not a problem. It is not an issue. It's not a bad thing. Also, speaking of reboots, the Ratchet and Clank movie. Why did people hate on that? Yes, it's simplistic, but so was the plot in the original game, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I played Crack in Time the most, actually, because I never had Ratchet and Clank. One of my friends did, so whenever I was over at his house, we would play Crack in Time because it's a good one. And so that happened. And like, I know Ratchet and Clank later on like had this really cool story, especially Crack in Time personally I think is really cool. And mostly because it's the only one I've played, but also because it is an interesting story. I mean, this is coming from the guy who has no taste in movies, and someone's probably immediately typing a hate comment right now about how Ratchet and Clank is the worst thing ever. Why did you enjoy it? I don't know. I don't know, random commenter. Why did I enjoy it? Is it because it's because it's a wonderful, delightful romp through a world that was admittedly not built very well. It was definitely designed for like, hey, you played the game that came out like a week ago, right? Thanks for playing. Now watch the movie to understand the 10% of the story that wasn't in the game. Yeah? Yeah. That kind of thing. Also, I heard that all of the cutscene footage from Ratchet and Clank, like the new one, is actually just chunks of the movie. Real thing. That is real. Like, I thought that it would just block your recording during cutscenes because all games do that. Well, actually, Infamous Second Son does it off the top of my head. Okay, we'll put a torch here, and a torch here, and a torch here, and a torch here just in case. These torches are awful, and I'm not going to reorganize them at any time because that's effort that we don't need to put in. Anyway, as I was saying, Ratchet and Clank, yeah, like, and how cutscenes are actually blocked from recording in the PlayStation, because like the PlayStation 4 has its own built-in recording utility, right? And so you can record like chunks of your gameplay, and then you can be like, hey, I want to save that chunk of gameplay because something really cool happened. Well, you can potentially just lose that chunk of gameplay you were looking for because the cutscene was blocked. And most, if not all, games that I've played on the PS4 actually do have, like, the cutscene is automatically blocked. You cannot record anything during the cutscene. And that's just, I think that's, like, becoming an industry standard. And it doesn't bother me, you know? You don't want to put the story of your game out there for anyone to use. But hey, I think that, like, the in-house recording with the PS4 is really, really a clever marketing tool, you know, for any game that's on there. It's like, hey, I wonder how this game is. I'm going to go check out a stream, or I'm going to go check out this video kind of thing. And, like, I don't exactly enjoy, like, all of the social media integration, because what if that social media thing is no longer a thing in, like, 10 years, and you needed social media integration for your game part? Well, then you're borked, kind of thing. But, you know, it's good in concept. It's not good for, like, the longevity of any game if it's, like, a core feature. That's usually why it isn't a core feature. Like, I haven't seen it be a core feature in anything, you know. There's always been, like, that photo mode for some of the really high-res stuff that comes out of the PS4, which is startling, by the way. Like, some of the stuff that the PS4 can pull off, I'm like, how are you doing that? Like, it's beyond my comprehension as a programmer. I'm like, how are you getting this to do this and not have it melt into a small puddle and die? You know? So, it's interesting, you know, how much just heft the PS4 has, and like honestly all the current generation consoles, even the Wii U, which is, you know, maybe a little slightly behind the others, but still, it's like all of them are incredibly hefty, you know, like it just startles me. And you know, I'm easily impressed when it comes to graphics, because I never really I'm still in the like late 90s when it comes to graphics, you know. I still think some of the sprite work on some of the SNES games is amazing looking. So I'm a little bit stuck in the past when it comes to, you know, graphics. And I never recognize good graphics like, I don't recognize good graphics just off the cuff, but when I do recognize good graphics most easily is when I play something with good graphics and then go back to something with less good graphics, and you're like, oh, this is awful. And that's also stands true for audio quality. Like, I don't notice how good these headphones that are on my ears right now are until I am, until I put on a set of cheap earbuds and it sounds like I'm listening through a tin can, you know? And I just think that's just part of my perception, you know? I never really cared about graphics as a young kid. You know, I always was like, this game needs to be fun. I don't really care how it looks. If it looks good, that's good. And, you know, I think that's part of the reason I was so into the Wii, because I didn't care. I didn't care how it looked, as long as it was fun. But anyway, enough of my treatises on graphics and whatnot. This episode needs to stop because we need to keep it to a manageable level. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. When's this going up? I had to think. Okay, yeah. Next week, there's Legend of Zelda and Skyblock. Or, Legend of Zelda and Skyblock. Legend of Zelda and Splatoon, as per the norm. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and hey, later, man.